I'm Tim. Who are you?
Rylan.
Rylan, fantastic. And we are going to install a, what's that? I don't know. It's called an Apexi RSM meter. Why are we making this video? Because when I was looking for one, I couldn't find one, could I? So I thought I would make one to show you how to install that. Cool. The first part, which is a lot of fun, is working out where you're going to put your meter. So we're going to look at where to place this. Up there would be fantastic for visibility, not intruding your view of the front of the car when you're driving, but with this model, this one actually came out with a GPS that is mounted there. So we can't place it there, so we need to find somewhere else. Somewhere over here is good, but we actually want to put a boost gauge in a little bit later, so we're trying to keep this side of the car free and part of our dash here free above the steering wheel, looking, making sure that if we did install something there, we can still see all our normal gauges that we need. So where we've opted for is to glue this down just in front of the gear knob. I've had this installed on a VL Commodore, on a WRX, a 2000 model Bug-Eye WRX, and there's lots of sticky stuff, so we're going to take that off. We've got to take these parts out, and so this is a part of mounting it. Part of the wiring, of course, we won't actually mount it until it's all wired in, but early on, while we're taking parts away, it's a really good idea to get rid of this. We don't want to get scratches on there while we've got tools around. So taking a really small screwdriver, and so just use some pliers to pull off the minor, a little light in there, if you can see. This is what, can you hang on to that for me? You got it? Hang on to it. Thanks, Geordie. What we're going to do, hold it up a bit, mate. Can you hold this in? Yeah, just like that. That's great. We were going to mount this about there. But what we've discovered is, if I pop this up, you know, mate? Yep, hold it just like, oh! You're going to let it go? Maya, do you want to hang on to this? Okay, hold it just like that. Good job, hold it nice and still. You're all doing a very good job. We might actually mount that in there, in that space, which would be awesome if it fits, which it kind of does. See if we can get away with not cutting. What we're looking to do now is gain access to the car's computer, the CPU, sort of what the wiring loom for the car plugs into, and you do that this way. Down here you'll see is the footwell on the passenger side of the car. It's actually looking nice and clean, which is I do like. Move out the car mat. Now this is pretty much we've got to get through here. So if you look up here, you'll see there. So this is the metal plate. Now usually of course you would take that right out. On these there's a box there which is also wired in, so there's two screws on that. That box comes off, then you remove the plate, which in the later part of the video you'll see has been removed, but because I've had to come do this, show you how to do this after the actual job was finished, to refilm it, it's a bit of a pain, so we'll just leave it on. Down here you can see this is the computer box for the car. Got your wires. Using that diagram and some of the diagrams we found on the forums, we were able to find that here's our colour cables there. It was find the red and black came off there. Anytime you use that, you want to use the right tools. So for this job we used our splicers to find that on there, and And then, of course, every time you do a job, you want to make sure you solder it and then either heat shrink it, depending on how much space you've got. Sometimes it's really hard to get a cigarette lighter or something into a space like this. Or you may just want to use just with a sticky tape. Like we're about to take off the screw to access the CD sort of console with your climate control and those things. What we've had to do is take off the glove box, which is really quite simple. You just press the top two edges, that'll drop down, then you pop this corner out, the other corner will come free, and then you just disconnect the little slow release thing that comes a part of that. Very easy. What we're going to undo now is up in here. You can see, if I can get it in the camera, there it is, that screw there. That you can see the back of that is the actual unit going across there and down there, which is the back of this. And we'll do that.
I can see the engine.
You can see the engine?
A bit.
Wow, you're doing pretty well. And so that'll be great. We'll do that, and then we'll be able to get to our wiring harness. That just means that this now will all pop out, which is what we want to get access to some of the cabling behind there, which is crazy. Very, very cool. Fun times. So what we've been looking for is a diagram on forum MPS owners. Just look through the forums to find the one that you're looking for. We're looking for I, which is the speed pulse or VSS cable, and which is I, so that's the connection we're looking for, which I believe looks like that. I'll get a closer view for you of that. Maybe that isn't it, but it looks very similar. Looks like we are on the right track. Now, wire in. We've just got red wire. It's not the wire that comes out of the unit, but we'll wrap that around a little bit and then solder that and then tape it. So here we go. So we've got a bit of that's what we're watching. Let's see how we go. I've still got the center out of the car. I'm just moving the car back a little bit. See if that will actually work. Not showing okay yet. That's alright. Forwards is where I think it's going to happen. Still showing nothing. So what we are going to do is take for one last little test drive, see if that works. We just took it out before and it seemed to work alright. I'm going to try driving like this. That's not recommended. If that moves, which it does, we have the right, we were doing a massive 1 kilometre an hour there, huge speed of course, but what that means, whoops, help if you can see me, what that means is that we've got the right wire. Excellent, that's exciting news, that's very good, so I'm very happy with that. So we've got the car back together, but we haven't actually installed the head unit section itself, so that's what we're going to do now. We have just been working on our case for the RSM meter. It looks pretty cool. We've hacked what is a fairly bad hole in the back of the cigarette ashtray thing there. The cool thing about it is there is an insert that will cover that up when time comes, but the plan is to actually get a Dremel, which we don't have, and neaten that up, but also to eventually cut that deeper. We'll need to cut out some more so that this will actually fit, and eventually you'll be able to close that, concealing the RSM meter and then revealing it being in there. Wire that up, we will run our G-force sensor down to just somewhere solid pretty much, because it doesn't work. If it's wobbling around, obviously it's not going to get a good reading of how many G's you're pulling and the way that the car is moving. So if we can find something solid to wedge it between, but either screw it down, it does have a really small hole in there for screwing down, which doesn't work very well, or we'll just tape it in somewhere solid. Obviously movable things, but we can find a bit of framework, tape it to. Might need to clean that. That'll be great. And then we have an RSM meter. All we need to do is tune it. All good.